everybody, 6-Speed Dakota here, and today I'm doing the next video in the Basics series, and today we're going to be talking about different grades of gas, when to use them, what to do, so on and so forth. So, you pull up to the pump, 90% of the time you have 3 options. Now, if you're driving a diesel vehicle like a Mercedes Blue Tech or a BMW diesel or a Volkswagen Jetta. Now, I'm not going to talk about the big trucks because usually people with big diesel trucks. Not to discriminate against anybody, but I have seen somebody put gas in a diesel truck one time, but that was an honest mistake. Usually you guys know what to do. So if you put gas in your diesel vehicle, hopefully you didn't run it because that can cause some troubles, especially with our new more modern diesel particulate filter system, so on and so forth. So, just a little aside, if you do accidentally put gas in your diesel vehicle, don't try drive it. Don't even try start it. What you need to do is you need to call somebody, call a tow truck, get it towed in, and have the vehicle's fuel system, the fuel tank, drained. Now, if you start it and run it, chances are it's probably going to get pretty costly because you're going to have to flush the entire fuel system and you might have already done damage to something. So keep that in mind. So a diesel pump will usually be marked with a green handle as far as I've seen. So pay attention to that. Also pay attention to all your fuel gauges and stickers and everything that says diesel fuel only. Please don't put gas in your diesel vehicle by accident. I've seen it more times than you could ever imagine. Alright.
Whether it's osteo.
Alright, I just had to grab myself a drink. Kind of thirsty. Alright. So now that we've covered diesel fuel, now for you diesel owners, unless you're out in the sticks somewhere where they sell, I've actually seen some place that sells off-road diesel fuel for tractors and whatnot and stuff like that. I wouldn't use that stuff, especially if you have a newer diesel vehicle. You need ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel. So you can't use anything else. The vehicle needs to run on that or else you're going to be in pretty serious trouble. So, I'm done rambling about diesel fuel. Let's go into grades of gasoline. Alright, so usually when you pull up to the pump, you see 3 different choices, and the gas pump usually has a black handle. So keep that in mind. Now, I heard a lot of people say, now in Europe, people say they have higher octane ratings of gas. That's not necessarily true because there's 2 methods of measuring the octane rating. You have your research octane, RON, and your motor octane number, or MON. Now, in North America, I don't know about in South America, I think so as well, but I'm not certain. The octane rating that they post on the pump is the average of the 2. Over in Europe and Asia and places like that, it's just the research octane, the RON number. That's why their lowest grade of gas is 91. So, basically, regular is regular and premium is premium. Anywhere. So, let's go into what the difference is. So when you pull up to the pump, you usually have 3 options. Now I'm talking about North America here. You have 87, 89, and 91 octane. Or what we can refer to as regular, mid-grade, and premium. Now, you may ask, what grade of gas do I use? Well, the simplest answer is you need to go into your vehicle's owner's manual, and that will tell you what grade of fuel you need. And so, vast majority of vehicles on the road, just your standard, there's not too many vehicles that need premium gas. Luxury vehicles are one of them. They do need premium. Now, a lot of ways you can tell is when you open the gas door, it'll say on there premium fuel only or minimum octane rating 91, whatever. A lot of vehicles say it in the gauge, premium fuel only, you name it. So just be aware of that. Now, typically if you have a vehicle that says turbo on it or something like that, there's a good chance you're probably going to have to use premium gas. So just be aware of that. Now, it's most of the time is listed in the vehicle's owner's manual. Now, what the different octane ratings mean is how easily the fuel burns. Believe it or not, regular gas burns the easiest, and premium is the hardest to ignite. And the reason being is because a performance vehicle has more compression. It squeezes the fuel more, and that gives you more power. But regular gas will tend to burn before the vehicle can ignite it, which can cause very, very detrimental effects to the engine. It's called detonation. And the shock wave it creates can actually melt and break pistons. So luxury vehicles tend to have more compression. They squeeze the fuel more, which can cause regular gas to burn before it can the computer can ignite the fuel. That can cause something called detonation, where the fuel explodes instead of being burned. And that can actually cause such a shock wave you can actually break parts inside the engine. So, now a lot of modern vehicles now, the older muscle cars, don't have any computers or anything like that. Everything's all mechanical with those things, so there's really nothing you can do. You'll blow that thing up pretty fast if you put the wrong grade of gas in. Now, newer vehicles with computers, they have things that will take the ignition timing away. They'll basically prevent the engine from blowing itself up. You know, it's a safety precaution. Now, what happens if you put the wrong grade of gas in? If you put too low of a grade of gas in a vehicle that requires high octane gas, is number one, it'll rob your power. Number two, it'll really rob your fuel economy. So that's the one thing I've noticed, and it just won't run too great. Like, it'll still operate fine, but it won't operate to its efficiency that it was designed to. Now, people think, I get this question a lot, and what happens if I put premium in my car that should take regular? Will it clean it out? Will it make it run better? The answer is no. Putting premium in a vehicle that requires regular, I actually found, stifles the fuel economy. It actually doesn't make it run as well because the vehicle's been designed to run on regular gas. Using premium, the burn characteristics of premium fuel are different than regular. And because the vehicle is not designed to run on premium, it doesn't run as well. And with my truck, I got a tuner on it, and I can tune it up to run on premium. But even at idle, I do notice that it doesn't idle as smoothly as it should. So basically what you're doing by using premium in a vehicle that requires regular is you're wasting your money. So don't do that. It's just a waste of money. Now, if you have your luxury cars, now if you can afford one of those, why don't you use a premium fuel? To be honest, you can use regular, it just won't run as well. That's the bottom line. So that's a little bit of explanation and whatnot. So the final thing I wanted to touch on, now we really don't have it here in BC, but a lot of places are getting it, and that is something called E85. Now, a lot of people that don't know what an E85 is, it's 85% ethanol alcohol, so it's the stuff that you drink, so it's basically 85% moonshine and 15% gasoline. This is a low emission fuel. Now, since about 2010, if I don't recall correctly, I'm not certain, all grades of gas run on 10% ethanol. Now, here in BC, I don't know about anywhere else, but 94 octane gas, with the highest of the highest, the most expensive stuff, doesn't have ethanol in it. That's the only grade of gas you can't get it in. Now, you really should just leave that to the people that are performance junkies and stuff like that, because honestly, it's a total waste of money. If your vehicle requires 94, use it. There's only a few that ever do, the Bugatti Veyron being one of them, the fastest road car in the world or something like that. I'm not going to get into the technicalities and the fights about whose car is faster, but anyway, there's a few vehicles that should run on it. People that have tuned it up so high that all you can use is that. So stay away from that. There's no point in using it. Like I said, if your vehicle requires regular, use regular. If it requires premium, use premium. Now, E85 is different because E85 is actually a lot cheaper than gasoline. But there's a catch. Now, some people don't notice there's a little tag on the back of the vehicle that says flex fuel. Now, what a flex fuel vehicle is it's got a fuel system that's capable of recognizing how much ethanol is in the fuel system and is able to tell the computer, okay, well, I'm running a mixture of gasoline and ethanol, and it'll adjust the fueling system. If you do that on a regular vehicle, it won't run well at all. You don't put E85 in a regular vehicle. You have to make sure your vehicle's flex fuel capable. So, I don't know too many places that sell E85, to be honest, but if you have a flex fuel vehicle, E85 is a good alternative. It's actually a cheaper alternative. The only downfall is you'll burn fuel about 30% faster. So that's my little spiel on grades of gas. So what it all boils down to is use what your vehicle requires. Don't waste your money. Don't put premium in. It won't make your car any faster or more powerful or any of that. In fact, I find that it makes vehicles run worse. I hope you learned something, and I'm 6Speed Dakota. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/6Speed Dakota, Twitter at 6Speed Dakota, Google Plus 6Speed Dakota, and